So, hi everyone, and thanks for joining us today for our Clinked webinar, which today is going to be a Clinked 201, and we're going to look at beyond onboarding. So, we're going to take you a bit beyond what we would do in our group onboarding when you first join. So, we're just going to meet our team. So, today we've got Anna and myself, Hannah, to talk you through our agenda. And our agenda for today is going to be how to manage your members, your group home setup, the power of notes, iFrames, and the functionality of iFrame, form builders, and resources. And then, as usual, we'll have our Q&A session at the end. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box, or you can ask them directly if you'd rather do that. But yeah, if you have any questions for us at the end, that would be really great. And then we'll point you towards our resources as well. So we've just got a question to kick off. So what brought you to this Clinked webinar today? So if you could fill out the Q&A form, that would be really brilliant. So it looks like most of you came for further training, which is great, as that's why we're here. And then some people want to look at notes and iframes and form builders. So that's something we're going to look at today and show you how to do iframes and JotForms as well. So how often are you using Clinked today? So if you could fill out that for us as well, that would be great. So it looks like the majority of you are using it every day, so that's really good, knowing that it's part of your remote working routine. And then some of you are using it like once a month, which is also good. So first we're just going to take a look at managing members. And this is what we call the members list in Clinked. So here is where an account administrator can manage and invite members from an account level. Members can also be invited at group level, but if you're the super admin and want to do it from an account level, this is where you would go. So you just need to navigate to the members tab, and then you'll see all your members down the left, and you'll be able to invite members here. And I'm sure most of you know how to do that from our group onboarding. And then we do have 4 different member types as well, and if you need more info about the different member types, we have articles on that in our Help and Learning Centre. So today we're just going to take a look at how you would log in as one of your members. So from time to time you might need to log in as one of your account members, and this may be to check groups and content they have access to, or to troubleshoot a problem that they might have reported to you. So it's quite handy as the super admin to know that you can log in as a member if you need to. And to do this, you just need to come into this members area and then click on the member you want to log in as. So in this case, we want to log in as Amy, and then it will come up like this, and you just need to come to this drop down and then select the login as Amy. And then once you've selected that option, you will be navigated directly to her view straight away. And if you're an account administrator, you can also set up user tags. So applying user tags to members provides a way to group users together. So this could be by location or group or roles or things like that, and based on your organisational needs. And some clients use user tags to quickly add a specific group of members into the comment section of a piece of content. So say it was an event or a note and you wanted to then comment and use the at mention to put in the user tag, that's something you could do. But in terms of setting them up, this is where you need to come in. So you just need to go into the members list and then click on the member again, and it's at the bottom here where it says user tags. So you can see here we've entered in class 1 and marketing, and then you just need to hit update, and then those user tags would be associated with Amy. And then once they're set, your group admins and content contributors can use these tags actually within the groups as well, using that @mention feature. And then to set them, you just make sure that you've pressed update. There's also this functionality called disable and enable a member. So this is something you can do if you're an account admin. So if you've created a member before you are ready to onboard them, or if you need more time to set up their access with permissions, you can use the disable function to inactivate them for a temporary period. So say it was Amy and you wanted to disable her, but you didn't want to delete her from Clinked, you just wanted her to not have access for a certain amount of time. You could come to the members area and go to Amy, and then again it says drop down, and then you would just need to select this disable member button here, and then she would not be able to access her account. And then once you've pressed disable, when you then next go to this icon, the option will change to enable. So when you're ready to allow them back into the account, you would just need to press that enable member button, and then make sure you send the activation link. So you can just click here and send activation link, and once they've accepted that link, they will have access again. So that's the member side of things, and now we're just going to take a look at the group homepage setup. So the group homepage is really key for your clients. So when they log in, to give them a summary of what's going on at your organisation and provide them with the key links they need and things. So when you set up a new group, the first thing to do is establish the group's purpose, and the welcome note is there to establish the group's purpose. As we can see here, it's tailored to Will Event. And then you can introduce yourself and provide key resources. So you can see here we've got different funds going on, and we've also got different types of notes. So this is actually a note which we call the welcome note, and then we've got different notes, and we've got the announcement here, and then this is a type of note called iFrame. So we're going to look at iFrames a bit later on, but this is a Google Sheet iFrame note that's been added to the homepage. So you might have certain notes that you want to use a lot, and you can actually display them here in the homepage. And you can edit your widgets as well. So if you were to click on this button, you would have different background or layout options, so you can play around with those. And then that's where you would add your widgets. So you can add files and folders, or events or notes, as we've seen here, and announcements, as we see here. We've got a COVID announcement, but you can customize that to be anything you would like. So say if it was a reminder for your clients to fill out their billing weekly or something like that, you could display that here, and you could have multiple within the group. And then you've also got your settings. So to get to your group settings, it's here where the arrow is, and you just need to click into the group settings, and this will come up like so. And then this is where you can do your group branding. So earlier we could see the account side of things, and obviously the account branding is separate to your group, so you can actually brand individual groups. So you can see here we've got the Willow Band tree icon, so that's different to the Budex clients branding that we've got for the overall account. So this is where you need to go to alter the group branding. You can also set your notification settings for this particular group, and you can also set subgroups from here as well. So that's quite handy to know if you're a group admin or something like that, you can actually go here and find the group settings. Now we're just going to look at notes in a bit more detail. So notes are a powerful tool within Clinked to customize your members' experiences, and they can be used as your group's homepage to communicate the desired experience. And they can be sort of data visualizations from other systems or video content designed for members. And they provide an easy, simple way to share information. And the group homepage we just saw was actually made up of notes. So you might want to use files for more your documents, straightforward PDFs and things like that. But in terms of notes, if you want to, say, display a video or display an article, in a more like visual way, that's where notes can be more useful. So now we're just going to look at how to create a note. So it's pretty simple. You just need to click on that plus new note icon here, and then it will take you into this page. And here you can just enter a note name, set your note permissions. So here we've got it set so all group members can see it, but if you just want it to be a particular person, you can select nobody. And then the yellow box is where you can add your text and icons and things like that. You can add links and formats. You've got your formatting tab here. And then you could enter a user tag or something like that if you wanted to. And then you just need to press save. And then the note will come up like so. So this is one that we just designed as an example. So you can see it's got quick links and links and different, like we've altered the sizing of the text and things. And then like people can comment below as well. So now we've looked at notes, now we're going to take a more depth approach and look at iFrames in more detail. So I'm just going to hand you over to Anna now to talk you through iFrames.
So hi everyone, I'll be showing you through the iFrame functionality and also JotForms today. So an iFrame is essentially an external web page which has been embedded inside another web page. So you can use these inside the notes section of your Clinked portals, and most commonly used to display different types of content, such as videos. In this case, we're using a video from Vimeo as our example. But they can also be used to display different dashboards from systems that you use in order to visualize data, and also for Google Docs and things like that. So there's lots of different capabilities. So I'll also be showing you how to embed an iFrame in Clinked today. So the first thing that you need to do is head to your account settings inside Clinked. So just in case you're not sure where to find that, it's underneath the drop down by your name in the top right corner. So you'll see your account settings. And then you need to go to the security and authentication tab. And there you will see this allowed domains for iFrame links, which is what we refer to as the iFrame whitelist. So any domains that you put in here, it will allow you to embed different pages from that domain. So yeah, all you need to do is put the domain into this box, and just to note as well that you don't need to include anything before the domain, so no need to include the HTTPS or anything after the domain either, because that can actually cause errors sometimes. So yeah, once you put the URL in here and select update, you can then go back to your notes section inside of Clinked. And if you go to insert, you will see the option to embed an iFrame. And once you select that, it will bring up this tab so that you can insert the specific URL this time. So rather than just the domain, you'll need to include the whole URL. And then you also have some options in order to play around with the sizing of the iFrame. And then once you've done that, you can select insert, and it will add the iFrame in like that. So you can also add in any other content to a note once it's got an iFrame in it, so it's not limited to just displaying an iFrame. You can continue to add text explaining a bit about the iFrame you've embedded, and other forms of media such as images as well. And you can play around with the formatting as well there. And then once you hit save, it will display like this. So that is how to embed an iFrame. And then I think we just have some other examples for you. So this one is a Google Sheet that has been embedded as an iFrame, just for easy viewing within the portal of a Google Sheet. And then we also have another one which is from Tableau. So this is just a nice example of data visualization using iframes. So next I'm going to be showing you JotForm. So JotForm is an integration that we have. It's an online form building platform which is very easy to use. It's got a simple drag and drop user interface, and it's also free to set up an account, so there's no additional cost for you to use JotForm with Clinked. So it's basically used to build forms and then embed them in Clinked so that your clients can fill them in directly from your portals. And also another element of the integration that I'll be showing you is how to store the form submissions directly in Clinked in your files as a CSV file. So we'll go through, first we'll just go through how to embed a JotForm, and then I'll show you the submission side of it as well. So first of all, you will need to go to JotForm and create an account. So I won't be showing you this stage as it's very simple to create an account and build the forms as well. So JotForm makes that very easy for you. But once you've built your form and customized it and added all the appropriate settings, if you go to the Publish tab, that's where you will see the sharing link. So if you copy this link and then head back to your Clinked portal into a note, you simply just need to paste the link into the note, making sure that it's come up as a URL and not just plain text. Then once you've done that, you just need to hit save. You can also preview it if you want to have a quick check. And the form will automatically generate looking something like this. This is just the example we've used, which is for a holiday party, but obviously the appearance of the form is fully customizable. So I'm also going to show you how you can store your JotForm submissions inside your Clinked files as a CSV file. So in order to do this, you'll need to go back to your JotForm account and go to your personal settings, which you can find on the right hand side as in the screenshot. So inside your settings, you'll need to go to the API, navigate to the API tab. And what we're looking for here is the API key. So you need to copy that API key. And also just to note that the permissions will need to be on full access in order for this integration to work correctly. So just make sure that's on full access as well, and copy the API key before heading back to your Clinked account. So this time you'll need to go to your personal settings. So just make sure it's not the account settings, but your personal settings. And then underneath the integrations tab, if you switch on the JotForm integration, you'll see this box to paste the API key into. And then by selecting activate, you will activate the JotForm integration. So once you've done that, if you go to your Clinked group files, underneath the drop down next to upload files, you'll now see there's a new option, which is to store JotForm submissions. So if you select this, it will pull up all of your forms that you've built within JotForm, and you can select whichever one it is that you'd like to generate a CSV file for these submissions. And as you can see, it displays how many submissions you've had as well. So this is what the CSV file will look like once it's been generated. So they tend to have a individual column for each different field of the form, and the submissions will be pulled accordingly. So it will pull any existing submissions you've had, but it will also automatically update with new submissions coming in as well. So this is a great feature that our clients like to use. So now we're just going to show you through some of the resources that we have available for you to help with your experience with Clinked. So first is our help centre, which you can access from inside of your portal by going to the drop down where your name is. You'll see a help button. So this has all of our different help articles and tutorials. Some people like to switch that option off just in case you don't want your clients to see the Clinked Help Centre. So we also have a Help and Learning Centre available on our website, which you can access from the Resources tab. So this also has links to all of our different help articles, as well as YouTube tutorials on various features and our webinars, and also our roadmap where you can submit feature requests if there are any features that you feel like would be a good addition to Clinked. So then there's our YouTube channel. So we do upload all of our webinars to our YouTube channel. And as I just mentioned, there's lots of different video tutorials as well on different features of Clinked there. And then finally, if there are any questions that you can't find the answer to with our resources, you can email our support team at support@clinked.com. So also if you experience any technical issues, then they will be able to help you out with those. So just got a couple of final questions before we go into our Q&A today. So after this session, which areas do you feel more confident in? So curious to see which areas people are now feeling more confident in. Great, so it looks like all the areas covered today people are feeling more confident in, but particularly the iFrame functionality. So that's great, thank you for answering. And then we just have one final one, which is what would you like to learn about in our next webinar? So whether that's more detail on customizing a group home, the communication tools, or some of the specific content types. So this will be a great one for us to be able to tailor the next webinars more specifically for everyone. Okay, so most popular answers are more depth into the customizing a group home and also tasks. So that's very helpful. Thank you everyone for answering. And then I think on that note, we're going to go into our Q&A. So I will hand over to Candice to let us know any questions that have come in.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Hannah, as well for this great webinar. We had a question popping through the Q&A box from Keith, who is asking, can you repeat how to impersonate members again, please? I can't find it on my account.
Yeah, of course. So for that, yeah, you need to go to your members list and then click on the member you want to impersonate. And then it should on the right have a drop down, that cog icon. And if you click on that drop down, there should be the option to log in as that member.
And also, if I could just add in there, this functionality is only available for account admins, and you also cannot use it on other account admins to impersonate, so it's only for account admins to use on the lower the users with lower permissions, not admins.
Perfect. Thank you both. Hopefully, Keith, that answers your question. We also have a question from Anne, who is asking, when I change my group homepage, on the desktop, does it carry across to the mobile?
Yes, so it will carry across from the portal to the mobile. But if you want to edit it, you'll have to edit it from the portal rather than the mobile. But it will carry across from the portal to the mobile. But the layout may be slightly different on the mobile, but we try to keep it as similar as possible.
Thank you. And we actually have a follow-up question from Anne, who is asking about the videos. Do they also carry across, or do they not?
Yeah, the videos will carry across as well.
Perfect. Hopefully, Anne, that answers your question. We have another question from Mike as well, who is asking, what sort of item flow down from a master group client to subgroups, and which features or additions don't? So if one of you want to take the answer, maybe Hannah, can you answer this one?
Yeah, sure. So from a master group to the subgroups, the features that carry down will be you can alter this in the additional settings, but it will be like the tools that will carry down if you have them enabled. So like all your files will carry down if you've got that enabled, and all the notes and things like that. But yeah, the only things that don't always carry down is like the settings side of things. If you are updating the settings, that might not carry across, but all the tools should carry down. But yeah, we do have an article webinar on subgroups, which should answer that question in more depth.
All right, thank you, Hannah, and hopefully, Mike, that answers your question as well. We've got 2 more minutes before the end of the webinar, so we'll take another question. If you have any more questions, you can also pop them, as I said, in the Q&A box or in the chat. You can also raise your hand and you can ask your questions live. And while you think about your maybe one last question you want to ask, we've got one as well from Sam, who is asking, I can't seem to get the JotForm integration to work. What do you think I am doing wrong?
Yeah, so this one could be that he's not putting in the URL correctly. So it could be to do with the HTTP. So you might just want to check that that's correct, and then that when you go to the security and authentication side of things, that you're putting in the correct part of the URL to update. But yeah, you might want to just check that after this webinar, and if not, get in touch with our support team who can help you with the iframes.
Perfect, and thank you, Hannah. Hopefully, Sam, that answers your question. I don't believe we have any more questions, actually. Do you want to wrap up now?
Yeah, so I think that's all of our questions for today. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. And thanks for your time today. And with that, I think that's it for today. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.